What's going on, y'all? It's Big Facts again, coming at you with another video. So the debate on whether to rent or buy has continued, and the two popular combatants who have recently taken up this debate are Mr. J. Morrison, founder of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and Mr. Grant Cardone, author of the 10X Rule. Both are entrepreneurs and both are astute real estate investors who have made a lot of money doing so. And they've both been featured on Vlad TV, where this debate has gained more mainstream traction. So whichever side you fall on, whether you support Grant and Vlad that renting and putting money in the stock market is the best way to go, or if you are on the side of Jay Morrison that home ownership, purchasing a home is the best way to go, whichever side you fall onto, one thing people have to understand is this, that it's all situational. That's what people have to understand. So whichever situation you're in, more than likely, that's going to be the side that you fall to support. So I want to make this video to give you guys, what situations are the best in purchasing a home. If you're in this situation, that's the best time to purchase a home. And what situation is not best to purchase a home. So for starters, the situations that you should not be in, if you find yourself in this situation, then you should not be buying a home. For example, if you're someone who changes jobs frequently, or you don't have steady income, or you travel a lot because of your job, then buying a home is not for you. This is why people like Grant and Vlad support renting rather than purchasing, because these guys are moving city to city, coast to coast. They're constantly on the move, so they're never really going to have time to spend in that house. So it's just like a waste of money. Also, too, why they preach, renting over buying is because majority of people today find themselves not having steady income and switching jobs frequently because, this new phenomenon of the gig economy. Many millennials find themselves in this economy. And millennials being the largest generation in the country, they're the largest group, they figure that, hey, this situation applies to majority of the population, which to a degree they are right. However, like I said, it's all situational and situations change. So they have to be cognizant of that when they preach this message to people. So the next point, if you find yourself in this situation, if you're somebody nearing retirement, all right, and if you haven't purchased the house already and you're about to retire, or if you are in retirement, buying a home is not the best option for you, all right? You should not be purchasing a home. You are about to, or if not already, in a fixed income situation, all right? And when you're in fixed income, you're getting older, health costs tend to rise, unexpected expenses like you have to replace a washer, dryer, or maybe your roof is leaking, things like that spring up in purchasing a home. So you have to be able to have income or some sort of money coming in that could be able to cover those costs. And when you're on fixed income and something like that were to arise, that's going to be a lot of financial distress being placed upon you that you can't even be able to handle, where a home now becomes a curse rather than a blessing. So if you find yourself in that situation, definitely purchasing a home is not for you. Purchasing a home is not for you. Also, if you're into house flipping, if you're trying to flip your permanent residence, within a year, 6 months, or 3 years, 5 years, if you're not in the mindset that you may have to hold this house for 15 to 30 years, then definitely purchasing a home is not for you, because house flipping like that, your permanent residence, is borderline degenerate gambling. Also, home buying is not for you if you're not financially responsible. Like I said, unexpected things may come up. So you got to be able to address those issues immediately with the home, all right? You just can't be living with a leaking roof, all right? You just can't be living with, tiles and mold coming on your house. You got to be able to address those things. And I'm just being very vague or not being as detailed. Things like that happen. So if you can't handle that, then definitely purchasing a home is not for you. That's out of the picture. So it's all situational, more so. People have to be mindful of that. It's all situational. Situations where buying a home is for you is this. If you're looking to store wealth, Look at the Chinese. I live out here in California. There are a lot of Asian home investors that come out here, and they tell you that they purchase homes because as a way to store wealth. Because in China, in other countries like China, they don't necessarily get to keep on to that asset, purchasing a home. Once that person dies, so does that asset. That asset does not transfer over to their to future generations. It goes to the state. Now, their family may get the first option to purchase back that asset, but it's not theirs any longer, which ties it on to the next point. If you're looking to build wealth, definitely you are someone that is in the position, or hopefully in the position, to purchase a home. You're in the right mindset. You're down the right track. Purchasing a home is for you. And this is what Jay Morrison is trying to preach, all right? Because he's on the side of wealth building, and that's the message that he's trying to say. So if you're along these lines that I just mentioned right now, then definitely you're going to side with Jay Morrison, and buying a home is for you. Also, we have to remember, majority of household assets, their primary asset is their primary residence. All right, so home ownership definitely is going to be on your side. You're going to be siding with home ownership, and anybody preaching that, if you're looking, if you're following along that line, like a majority of the households in the United States. All right. Also, purchasing a home offers great tax advantages. No matter what they say about the Trump tax, the new Trump tax cuts and the new Trump tax plans, that only $750,000 of the home loan is, interest is deductible. Hey, like I said, I live out in California. Yes, there are pricier places. There are pricey places like LA, San Diego, the OC. But there are other areas within the state that home prices do not reach up to $750,000. The medium home prices. They're cheaper homes. You just got to coach according to your size. And then for the rest of the country that are not in the coastal areas, your home prices definitely don't reach up to that. So if you're somebody on the fences in those areas and you have a steady income, you have a steady job, you don't move around too much, I don't see why you wouldn't want to be purchasing a home. All right. Also, too, the main takeaway from this, if you're somebody with time, if time is on your side, and this is most millennials, like, you have time on your side. So if you're a millennial that happens to have a steady job, steady income, you're financially stable, which is another major point, then definitely you have to be looking into purchasing a home, because time is on your side where you can now pay off that 15, 30-year mortgage that you have and now be able to pass down that wealth onto somebody else. And you now move up to another echelon of wealth in this country. All right. So if you follow along these lines that I just now listed, then definitely that's a situation where home buying is for you. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Remember, it's all situational. So depending on what situation you're in, that's where you're going to fall into. I fall in a situation where I do have a steady job. I have steady income coming in. So I'm siding with Jay Morrison. I feel like he's preaching to a lot of people in low socioeconomic situations where they definitely, the best way to change your situation is by purchasing a home and not getting trapped into renting and putting down, your money that you would never be able to get back and making somebody else rich. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe down below. I'm out.